This is a tutorial for how to use Canva. Canva is a web-based design tool that you can use for creating visuals in a variety of different formats, from posters to social media posts to brochures, in various sizes as well. So the first thing that you need for Canva is an account that you can log in. Once you start creating designs, you'll notice that your designs are automatically saved for you, and you can return to them and download them whenever you need them. So it also is a cloud-based storage. And I'm not sure what the maximum capacity is, but I have a lot of designs, as you can see. And you can also make copies of a design if you want to modify it, which is something that I did for these series of designs. So today I'm going to talk about how to create a design in Canva. The first thing after you choose Create Design is to choose what kind of format you'll want. So I'm going to choose Social Media Post. And when it loads, you'll see that there's a toolbar on the left-hand side of the screen. Canva comes populated with several different templates, well, probably several thousand different templates. And you can choose something that's already made, or you can add your own elements. And elements include photos, different layouts, frames for the photos, shapes, lines, text, as well as charts, which is a new feature. You can add your own data and then it creates a chart for you, and a variety of photos. They have probably a couple thousand, if not close to 1 million different photos that are Creative Commons, so under an open license that you can freely use. So I'm going to start out by adding a photo to my design, and all I need to do is click on it and it automatically goes into the screen, and then I can resize it. You can notice if I want to really zoom in on the center of this photo, I can oversize it and just kind of let it hang off the edges of the screen. That's not a problem at all for the formatting. And then I'm going to add an element of a shape. So I'm going to add a square, and when it first shows up, it's automatically colored for you, but never fear, you can change the color of it. The cool thing about Canva is that you can set up different palettes of color. So for instance, I have a palette set up that has the exact codes for the colors of a logo for my work, called the Elevate program, which you might have seen in the beginning. But you can choose a number of colors from the default palette or make your own. That blue matches well. And so now I'm going to add a font, and I have a couple of different choices for what kind of text to use, whether it's a large heading, a subheading, or a little bit of body text. And then there's also some fun designs that you can choose from in the list. It's going to automatically show up in your default font, so if there's a system of fonts that you use for a number of designs, you can choose that. But I can also choose a different font depending on whatever it is that I'm creating. I don't have to stick with the same font over and over. So I can change that font. I can also change the size, make it bigger, and also make it something that is readable. Change it to white there. I also get a centering line when I'm working with manipulating the elements of the design, which I used quite a bit in my design class with Mary. And I also want to show you that at the moment I have some unsaved changes, but normally all changes are saved on an automatic basis, so I don't have to worry about doing that. It'll just save it for me in the cloud. And finally, I have a couple of options when I'm finished with my design as to how I download it. I can make it a graphic photo type format, or I can download it as a poster if it's something that I want to print or something that I want to view on the screen. So I have a couple of options for what I do with it after I finish. And finally, if I'm all done with my design, I can just close out that window, and you'll see that it eventually appears in your window of things on the cloud. So I can click that and bring it back up, and it should be exactly as we left off. Ta-da! So that's my tutorial of Canva. I hope that you find it to be as useful of a tool as I have in both my schoolwork and in my professional work. Thanks for listening.